1,000 Pound Sisters Season 9, Episode 18 Shock. Tammy marries Andrea against Amy's wishes. Family breaks. The episode opens with a soft, almost dreamlike sequence. It is early morning in Kentucky. The camera pans over a modest, but neatly kept, house. This is Tammy Slaton's space now, a far cry from the chaos of the past. The birds are chirping, a gentle breeze rustles the curtains, and the house is silent except for the soft hum of an air conditioner. Inside, Tammy is already awake, sitting in a comfortable armchair by the window. She looks different. The weight loss of the past few years has defined her features, but it's the light in her eyes, the serenity on her face, that really marks the change. In her hands, she holds a small velvet box. She opens it slowly, revealing the engagement ring Andrea had given her during that horseback riding proposal. The princess-cut multicolor stone catches the morning light, and a smile spreads across Tammy's face. She isn't thinking about the cameras. For a moment, she is just a woman in love, thinking about the future. Andrea Dalton enters the room, holding 2 mugs of coffee. She smiles, a warm, easy expression. "Couldn't sleep, huh?" she asks, her voice gentle. Tammy looks up, her smile widening. "Just thinking. About today. About everything we're building." Andrea hands her a mug and sits on the arm of the chair, her hand resting on Tammy's shoulder. "It's just a piece of paper, you know. It doesn't change how I feel about you. It changes everything," Tammy insists, her voice soft but firm. "It makes it official. It makes us a real family." She thinks of Kamala, their cat, and Andrea's own dream of their little family. This isn't just a fantasy anymore. It is a goal they are about to achieve. A history of hurt. The scene transitions with a sharp, jarring flashback. The screen goes black and white, and we see the infamous argument from the previous season in Pittsburgh. It plays out in a choppy, fragmented way. Amy's tear-streaked face, Tammy's anger, the accusations of abandonment and bullying. It's the same story that has fractured the Slaton family. The flashback fades, and we are in the confessional room. The lighting is harsh. Amy Slaton sits there, looking exhausted and frustrated. She is not the same bubbly, hopeful Amy from seasons past. The weight of years of conflict is written on her face. "I don't understand why she can't see what she's doing to this family," Amy says, her voice strained. "She's making a decision that's gonna affect all of us, and she doesn't care. It's always about Tammy. Tammy's feelings, Tammy's happiness. When is it about mine?" The question hangs in the air. Amy continues, her voice trembling. "I'm not saying she can't be happy. But why does it have to be like this? Why does it have to be a secret? Why does it have to be a huge deal to her? She's getting married, and she's telling me like it's a funeral." This confessional is crucial to the episode's narrative. It establishes Amy's position, laying the groundwork for the family rift that is about to deepen. She isn't just angry. She is hurt and feels unheard. Her memories of the Pittsburgh fight are still raw. She felt bullied and unsupported, and now, Tammy's happiness feels like a slap in the face. She feels the same way she did when the family initially threatened to boycott her own wedding to Brian. "My family hates me. That's what it amounts to," she had cried then. The feeling of being the outsider, of being judged, is a familiar and painful pattern for Amy, and it's being triggered again. The pity party confrontation. The setting shifts to a family gathering, the kind of tense, awkward event that has become a staple of the Slaton family dynamic. Misty's house is filled with the scent of food, but the air is thick with unspoken tension. Amanda, Chris, and Misty are present, along with Amy. The conversation is stilted, a minefield of polite questions about Tammy. "I just wish she'd told us," Amanda says, her tone carefully neutral but with an undercurrent of judgment. "What else is she keeping from us?" "I just don't understand why it had to be so fast," Misty adds. "And why we have to be the last to know." Amy feels her anger rising. "Because it's what she wants, okay? She wants to do what she wants, and she doesn't care about the consequences. She never does." "I heard she's looking at venues already," Amy adds, picking at her food. "Someplace in Ohio. So she's just gonna move away? Just like that." "I don't think she's moving away," Misty interjects, trying to be a peacemaker. She and Andrea have a life here. It's not about the distance, Amy snaps, finally losing her composure. It's about the principle. She knows I'm trying to plan my life, and she's doing this to steal the thunder. She's always got to be the center of attention. It was the same thing with my wedding. She couldn't stand it, so she had to cause drama. And now, she's getting married, and she wants me to just smile and pretend I'm happy? I'm not happy. This is a disaster. The table falls silent. Chris, the eldest brother, puts his fork down. Amy, you need to think about what you're saying, he warns. No, Chris. I'm tired of thinking. I'm tired of walking on eggshells around her. She's selfish. She's just selfish. And this whole Andrea thing? It's just another cry for attention. She's replacing us with her little cat and her fiancé, and she expects me to be okay with it. The tension reaches a breaking point. Amy is crying, not just from anger, but from a profound sense of loss. She feels the family is fracturing, and she is powerless to stop it. The rest of the family looks on, silent and uncomfortable, caught in the middle of a war they can't win. The confession. The scene cuts to a private conversation between Amy and Brian. The setting is their own living room, a space of relative peace. Brian, Amy's husband, holds her hand as she sobs. She is calmer now, but still shaken. I just don't feel like I have a sister anymore, she whispers. I feel like I've already lost her. She doesn't need me. She doesn't need any of us. She has her new life. She has her new whatever Andrea is. It's okay, Amy, Brian says, his voice soothing. You don't have to fix this today. It's okay. I just wanted her to be happy, Brian, Amy insists, her voice thick with tears. I didn't want her to be alone. I always worried about her. That was my job. My job was to protect her, even when she hated me for it. I was the one who helped her with her breathing treatments. I was the one who drove her to her appointments. And now stranger. I'm just the sister who can't do anything right. This is the first sign of vulnerability from Amy. It's not just jealousy or anger. It's a grief for the relationship they used to have. The weight of having been her sister's caregiver for so long, only to be pushed away and told she is whining, has crushed her spirit. The episode juxtaposes this with a similar confessional from Tammy. We see her sitting alone, her eyes red from crying. The engagement ring is still on her finger, but it feels heavy. I didn't do this to hurt anybody. I don't think she sees that, Tammy says, her voice raw and broken. I thought she'd be happy for me. I thought she'd want to be a part of it. But I guess I was wrong. I'm always wrong. I know I'm not perfect. I know I've made mistakes, she continues, wiping tears from her eyes. But I wanted my sister at my wedding. I wanted her to stand with me. That's all I wanted. She's my sister. The two sisters are both heartbroken, but they are worlds apart. The fundamental pain is the same, a need for connection, for approval, for the familial bond that once seemed unbreakable. But the delivery is a tragedy of misinterpretation. Amy sees Tammy's independence as a rejection. Tammy sees Amy's withdrawal as a betrayal. The family shatters. The final act of the episode focuses on the lead-up to the wedding. We see brief, fleeting shots of Tammy and Andrea packing boxes into a car. They are moving in together, a symbolic act of beginning their life as a married couple. The label of little family is now a reality. The scene then cuts to the wedding itself. It's a small, intimate ceremony. The family has fallen apart. None of Amy's family, including her mother Darlene, is in attendance. The only family present for Tammy is Andrea and a few of her friends. The contrast between the cramped, awkward setting of the wedding and the devastated, empty Slaton house is stark. In her confessional, Tammy breaks down completely. I'm getting married, and my family isn't here. My mom isn't here. My sisters aren't here. My brother isn't here. She cries, taking a deep breath. I don't know if they'll ever forgive me. I don't know if I'll ever forgive them. Andrea gets it, she adds, her voice gaining a small amount of strength. She's my family now. That's what matters. But it hurts. It hurts so bad that Amy couldn't just be happy for me. Meanwhile, Amy is shown at home. She is holding a framed photo of the two sisters from a happier time. There is no anger on her face now, just profound sadness. "I can't do this anymore," she says, her voice a broken whisper. "I can't keep fighting her. I can't keep getting hurt. If this is what she wants, if this is who she wants to be, then I have to let her go. I have to let her go, or I'm gonna drown." The camera holds on the photo, then fades to black. A title card appears on the screen. The Slaton family remains fractured. Rebuilding trust will take time. The episode ends on that somber note, a testament to the messy, painful reality of a family torn apart by a lack of communication and a simple, yet momentous, decision. It wasn't just a wedding, it was a funeral for the relationship they once had. The episode opens with a stark contrast. While Tammy's mourning was filled with quiet contemplation and love, Amy's is a whirlwind of anxiety and last-minute chaos. The camera follows Amy as she paces around her living room, her wedding dress hanging on the door, still in its garment bag. Brian watches her with concern, his coffee growing cold in his hands. "I can't do this, Brian," Amy says, her voice trembling. "I can't have her there. I know she's gonna make it all about her. She always does." Brian sets down his coffee and takes her hands. "Amy, you don't know that. Maybe she'll surprise you." Amy scoffs, pulling away. "Surprise me? She already surprised me by getting engaged to Andrea, without even telling me first. What's next? She's gonna show up to my wedding in a white dress." The confessional cuts in, Amy's face tight with frustration. "I asked Lee to be my maid of honor. I didn't even ask Tammy. And I know that hurt her. But honestly, after everything she's put me through, I didn't care. She's always got to be the center of attention, and I wasn't going to let her steal my spotlight. Not this time." The camera lingers on Amy's face as she reveals a deeper wound. "Chris keeps saying it's jealousy. That I'm jealous of her weight loss. And maybe that's part of it. But it's more than that. She's always criticizing me. My clothes, my weight, my choices. And now she's this whole new person, and she acts like she's better than me. Like she's too good for this family." Tammy's journey to the wedding. The scene shifts to Tammy's car. Andrea is driving, and Tammy is in the passenger seat, staring blankly out the window. The silence is heavy. In the back seat hangs a garment bag containing a simple but elegant outfit. Not a bridesmaid dress, but something carefully chosen. "Are you sure you want to do this?" Andrea asks gently. "We don't have to go. We can turn around right now." Tammy takes a shaky breath. "I have to go. Darlene said I'd regret it if I didn't. And she was right about the therapy, so maybe she's right about this too." The confessional shows Tammy, her eyes red-rimmed. "My therapist said I need to start making amends. That I can't keep running from my problems. And Amy, she's my sister. No matter how mad I am at her, she's still my sister. I don't want to lose her. I already feel like I've lost everyone else." Andrea reaches over and squeezes Tammy's hand. "Whatever happens in there, I'm right here. I've got your back. Just like I always have." Tammy's voiceover continues as the car drives on. "I know I haven't been easy to be around. Andrea's been dealing with my mood swings for 6 months, maybe longer. She gave me an ultimatum, see a therapist or we're over. And I agreed, because I don't want to lose her. But I don't want to lose my sister either." The family arrives, Chris and Misty's peacekeeping mission. The wedding venue is a modest but beautiful event space. Chris and Misty arrive early, scoping out the scene like generals preparing for battle. They spot Amy's wedding planner, Kelly, and exchange worried glances. "Please tell me Tammy RSVP'd," Misty says quietly. Kelly shakes her head. "We haven't heard anything, but her name's still on the list. I kept her seat, just in case." Chris sighs heavily, his signature weight loss journey clearly visible in his healthier frame. "I don't know what to do with those two. They've been at each other's throats for months. Every group chat is like a bomb going off. I've tried being the mediator, but nothing works." Misty nods in agreement. "The thing is, Amy's tired of giving chances. And Tammy's just as stubborn. They're both so stuck in their own hurt, they can't see how much they're hurting each other." The confessional shows Chris, his face a mask of exhaustion. This family has been through so much. We lost our mother. We've had health scares. We've had to watch each other almost die. And now, the two people who used to be the closest are the ones who can't even look at each other. It breaks my heart. Misty adds, I just wish they could see what we see. Two sisters who love each other but are too prideful to admit it. Somebody's got to break the cycle, and at this point, I don't know if either of them has the strength to do it. The rehearsal dinner tension. The night before the wedding, the family gathers for the rehearsal dinner. Amy is radiant in a casual white dress, but her eyes keep darting to the door. Tammy hasn't arrived. Where is she? Amy asks, her voice tight. She's gonna do it again. She's gonna make me wait, and then she's gonna walk in and make a huge scene. Amanda tries to calm her. She'll be here. She's your sister. She wouldn't miss this. But Amy isn't comforted. She missed my engagement party. She missed my bridal shower. Why would this be any different? The dinner continues, but the shadow of Tammy's absence looms large. Chris makes a toast, his eyes tearing up as he talks about the Slaton family and how far they've come. Amy's smile is strained. Suddenly, the door opens. The entire room turns. Tammy stands in the doorway, Andrea at her side. She's wearing a simple black and white outfit, her new dentures giving her a confident smile. The room is silent. Amy's face goes through a series of emotions: shock, confusion, anger, and then something softer. But she hardens her expression quickly. Sorry we're late, Tammy says, her voice uncertain. We had some stuff to work out. Amy doesn't respond. She turns back to the table, her face unreadable. Chris jumps up, embracing his sister. Tammy, you made it, he whispers in her ear. Thank God. Just keep the peace tonight, okay? Tammy nods, her eyes fixed on Amy. Andrea guides her to an empty seat, and the dinner resumes, the tension thick enough to cut with a knife. The confessionals collide. The episode employs a powerful editing technique, showing the sisters' confessional interviews side by side, their words overlapping and echoing each other in a painful symphony of misunderstanding. Tammy, I wanted to make it right. I really did. But Amy didn't even look at me. She acted like I didn't exist. Amy, she shows up late, in the middle of my rehearsal dinner, like it's no big deal. And she's wearing black. At a wedding rehearsal. Who does that?
Tammy, I've been going to therapy.
Andrea's been helping me. I've been trying to be better. But sometimes it feels like it doesn't matter how much I change. Amy's always gonna see the old me. Amy. Everybody's like, give Tammy a chance. She's changing. But I've given her so many chances. At what point do I get to say, enough is enough? Tammy, I don't want to lose my sister. But I don't know how to reach her anymore. I don't even know if she wants to be reached. Amy, I wanted to be happy for her, I did. But it's hard to be happy for someone who's never been happy for you. The screen splits, showing both sisters in separate rooms, both crying, both hurting, both completely unaware that their pain is almost identical. The morning of the wedding. Amy is getting her hair and makeup done, surrounded by her bridesmaids, Misty and Lily. She's trying to be happy, but her eyes keep drifting to the door. Is she coming? Amy asks, her voice small. Did she say she's coming? Misty exchanges a glance with Lily. We haven't heard. Chris is trying to get in touch with her. Amy's composure cracks. I just want to know if she's coming. That's all I want to know. I don't even care if she likes me or not. I just want to know if my sister is going to show up. The scene cuts to Chris, on the phone with Tammy. Tam, you gotta come. She's freaking out. She needs you here. Tammy's voice is barely audible. I don't know if she wants me there, Chris. She made it pretty clear at the rehearsal dinner. Chris tries again. She's your sister. Whatever's going on between you two, you can fix it. But not if you're not here. A pause. I'll be there, Tammy says finally. For her. Not for me. But for her. Tammy's arrival. The moment of truth. The wedding is about to start. Amy is in her bridal suite, alone, staring at her reflection in the mirror. She's beautiful in her dress, the one she'd dreamed about for so long. But her eyes are hollow. The door opens. Amy doesn't turn around. She assumes it's Misty or Lily. The photographer wants to do some shots of you and the bridesmaids. A voice says, "It's Tammy." Amy's head snaps around. Tammy is standing in the doorway, dressed simply but elegantly in her black and white top, her new smile uncertain. Neither sister speaks. The air is electric. Amy's eyes fill with tears. Tammy's face crumples. They stare at each other, a whole history of love, hurt, and resentment passing between them. Finally, Tammy breaks the silence. "I'm sorry I'm late. I'm sorry for everything." Amy's voice cracks. "Why are you here?" Tammy steps closer. "Because you're my sister. And no matter how mad I am at you, I'm not gonna miss your wedding. That's not who I am." Amy breaks down, her careful composure crumbling. "You don't get to do this. You don't get to show up at the last minute and make everything better. It's not that simple." "I know," Tammy says, and she's crying now too. "I know it's not simple. But I'm trying, Amy. I'm really trying. Andrea's been helping me. I've been going to therapy. I'm trying to be better." Amy wipes her tears, smearing her carefully applied makeup. "Why didn't you tell me about Andrea? Why did I have to find out from everybody else?" Tammy looks down. "Because I was scared. I was scared you'd judge me. I was scared you'd tell me I was making a mistake. And after everything that happened in Pittsburgh." "Pittsburgh," Amy repeats, her voice bitter. "You threw that in my face for months. You made me feel like the worst person in the world because I had to leave. I didn't have a choice.